Hey guys, stunning performance from the main man to my right, Edgar Berlanga, now WBA #1, mandatory challenger for the world title. Over to you guys for questions.
I mean, Edgar, first question, it's been a while since you had a knockout. How do you feel?
I feel amazing. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this victory. I feel good, man. I'm happy. We prepped very hard for this man. I know he was coming to fight. The Irish guys come to fight. He was undefeated, and he was coming to prove a point. So we prepped very well for him.
Edgar, número 1 ya en la WBA. Ya es hora de hacer México-Puerto Rico ya con Canelo.
Sí, con Canelo. Vamos a ver si puede pelear con él en mayo, si no, septiembre, pero esa pelea con Canelo yo quiero, eso es grande para boxeo, ¿me entiendes?
How did it feel to get back into your knockout ways after more than 3 years and you seem like you want to prove the moment the bell rang? How did that feel for you?
It feels good. People thought that, the power left or I was a hype job or whatnot, but, people don't understand, right? It's hard when you, my first 16 fights, I fought 16 rounds. Young fighters fight 16 fights and they have over 100 rounds experience. I only had 16 rounds, so me going a distance, those 5 fights, I feel like it gave me so much experience. I tore my bicep, I got dropped the same night. I still want to fight, but it's all about experience. And just going those rounds. My last fight with Quigley, I went 12 rounds. I feel like I needed that. I needed to go 12 rounds. I was actually happy because I'm like, damn, I went 12. It's a good thing because now if I got to go out there with the big dogs, with Canelos or the Muguias, and we go 12 rounds, I know what it feels like to get in those later rounds.
They're saying a fighter is his own biggest critic. What do you think is one thing you need to improve on, one thing
we still got so much work to do. I'm not, I'm glad we got the victory, but the war isn't over. We still got a lot to prove. I still got a lot to work on. I got hit with a headbutt, so I got to take probably like a week off, 2 weeks, and I'm right back in the gym working. Rome wasn't built in a day, so I just got to go back to the drum bros and just keep getting better. Because the competition is just going to get better and better.
Edgar, you was talking right there about getting back to knockout ways. Do you feel like that was a weight off your shoulders? Is it a relief that you got that knockout, the decisions have sort of dried up now in a sense, and now you are back to knockout ways? Is it more of a relief, would you say?
I don't, listen, man, I didn't go in there trying to knock him out, it just came, I knew if I put my punches together, I knew in the later rounds I'd take him out. I believe in myself, I believe in my team, and I believe in, my skill and my will. Knockouts will come, but at this level, man, it's about setting it up now. I got to be a lot more smarter. I feel like the first 16 fights, like I said before, it didn't give me that much experience. And now that I went those rounds, now I'm grown as a fighter. I moved out New York City. I'm in Florida. I'm focused. I'm zoned into my career and my life now. Just giving my all to boxing.
Can you talk about Pody McCrory? What do you think about his performance and his ability to stand up to some of your power to the early rounds?
Yeah, they didn't know I was gonna have fast feet like that, but I always had that. They thought I was gonna have cement feet like the Quigley fight, so he thought he was just gonna tee off on me and land big shots. His coach told me that as soon as the fight was over, he said, "You don't fight nothing like you was fighting before, man. Like your legs, your movement, your jab, everything was just on point. You fought totally different. That was the game plan, and that's just how I fight, bro. It's just we Mark grabbed us, but grabbed me after almost 5 years not being with him, and he had to break a lot of bad habits I was doing. Mark always taught me to hide the power. That's how I was knocking guys out so easy in the beginning of my career. It was just flowing, just letting my punches flow, letting everything just come. I see a shot, he's out. Next. So that's how we train. We never went in there, you gotta knock this guy out. We went in there, use the jab, use your feet, use your feints, be smooth and it'll come.
El plan de pelea fue desde el principio, te preparaste para dar un knockout desde temprano o qué querías realmente tú hacer en esta pelea, lo que sucedió hoy fue lo que querías hacer o qué?
No, para esta pelea, ¿me entiendes? Yo sabía que Pody McCrory, ese tipo viene para pelear, ¿me entiendes? Y yo sé que un knockout en primer round, en el segundo round, eso no va con él. porque eres fuerte y yo sé que él va a pelear. Los planes de nosotros es boxear y usar jab, bien movimiento y el knockout viene. Y
hablaste encima del ring de pelear en contra de Canelo.
Sí.
En este momento, ¿tú te sientes preparado si fuese la próxima pelea con Canelo o hiciera una pelea adicional de preparación?
Claro que sí, yo creo que se pelea ahora.
Ya.
Yo con Canelo, ese es un gran pelea este año, México contra Puerto Rico, y para pelear con él yo sabía que necesito un knockout así o un buen, ¿me entiendes? Grande, y yo hizo eso ya, estamos ready para él.
Edgar, to piggyback off that, what do you think you can present to Canelo that'll give him a challenge?
Obviously we just came off a big victory. It's Puerto Rico versus Mexico, man. You know, I feel like it's the biggest fight. Yeah, I don't have a belt, but you know, I'm just a lot bigger than a lot of these guys at 168 as far as, you know, my status. You know, I'm big. Like, I'm him, so I feel like right now that's the fight to happen. You know, I know he's struggling looking for opponents, and you know, I feel like we fit right there for him. You know, I feel like I could take over the 168 division. You know, it's Puerto Rico versus Mexico. That's the biggest, you know, rivalry in boxing.
Edgar, how are you able to, you know, tune out the crowd noise and stay patient and, you know, find your knockout instead of rushing and, you know, chasing?
Yeah, one thing I did, you know, for this fight was I cut a lot of the noise out, you know, on my team. I'm not gonna say I cut people off, but I just cut the noise. I just told people, you know, respect my privacy, respect my space. You know, I need to be by myself. And, you know, this whole camp, I just been by myself, you know, with my family and my team. You know, I think that's the most important thing for a fighter, to stay locked in. You know, Floyd said something. He said he doesn't focus on nothing outside of boxing. Everything he focuses on is boxing, and that's why he is who he is. And I listen to that every day, you know, and now I'm putting that to my life, and, you know, obviously y'all seen the results.
Suponiendo que la pelea de Canelo no se dé, ¿tienes algún otro nombre en mente?
Si no Canelo, Munguía. Esos son los dos peleas grandes para este año. Y tú sabes que Munguía ganó grande contra John Ryder. Y nada, esos son los dos peleas yo quiero.
Edgar, I know you just said, obviously, if not Canelo, then you would take on Munguia. And you had a lot of support in the building today. But you also had a little bit of opposition here visiting, watching in your fight. You know, after the fight, I met up with Morrell, and he said he would take that fight. If you couldn't get Munguia, if you couldn't get Canelo, would you consider Morrell for your next fight?
Nah, we on to something different right now. You know, I know they gave us a WBA medal, you know, #1 for the title, but yeah, we on the bigger things. You know, we want Canelo.
Enough said.
¿Hay alguna plaza que tengan en mente si la pelea de Canelo se diera? ¿En qué plaza fuera? ¿Fuera en Nueva York? ¿Fuera en Las Vegas? ¿Dónde fuera?
Con Canelo, en Las Vegas. Las Vegas es, ya tú sabes, ese es el punto de boxeo ahora mismo.
You weren't looking for the knockout, but when did you feel like you knew he's out of here soon?
I just knew I started breaking him down. Like you know, the first 2 rounds, I just wanted to like get his timing. You know, I wanted to use my legs. I wanted to see what he was giving. You know, and I seen a lot of like he was lunging in, he was throwing a lot of right hooks. He was trying to like land big shots. And then once I started seeing that after the 3rd round, I started like putting my punches together. And then I started going down to the body, and I started like every time I touch him, he was like. So I already knew. I was like, oh yeah, and I just seen him breaking down little by little. We go back to the 4th round. Marcus, like, listen, we breaking him down. Keep using your jab. You know, don't get crazy. You know, don't get nothing with nothing stupid. You know, keep stepping in and giving them angles, and keep touching the body, and it'll come. And that's what we did.
Se te ve la cara bastante limpia. Tienes algunos rasguños, algunas marcas. La pegada de McCrory, ¿cómo la sentiste en comparación quizás con el boxeador más duro que te ha pegado antes? ¿Cómo sentiste su pegada?
McCrory tiene fuerza en las manos. Él tiró yo creo like a left hook, un gancho. Sí. I think I had a little bit down, hit me, and it buzzed me, like in the 4th round, I think. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay, I gotta, you know, that woke me up. I was like, oof, I gotta stay on point.
I interviewed his coach right before the fight, and he told me that he said he got his hands back together. Last 3 fights, he said he didn't have them. He's fully recovered. So to piggyback off that, I was gonna ask you the same thing. You felt he had power on both hands?
Nah, I didn't. The right hand, I didn't let him hit me with that, cause I knew that was his money shot. But and his left hook, I got lazy. I had my left hand a little bit down, I believe, and he hit me like up top of here. But I could take a punch. You know what I'm saying? I just obviously I'm a fighter. It's boxing. You're gonna get hit. It's just how you respond, and I felt it. You know what I'm saying? But I shook it off and I kept it moved forward.
Last one,
era
guys,
un
last
peleador
one.
invicto. ¿Cómo te hizo sentir ganarle a alguien que tenía un récord prácticamente idéntico al tuyo
Sí.
y lo noqueaste? ¿Cómo te sintió eso?
Me siento feliz porque él invicto y yo sé que él tiene el sangre de Irish, ¿me entiendes? Y eso es diferente, eso como los puertorriqueños, como los mexicanos, que los Irish te gusta pelear y tiene
Apoyan su cultura.
sí, y tiene un gran corazón, so I knew that he was going to come to fight. I'm just happy, estoy feliz que ganó bien y por knockout.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for all your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you.